making this video by request from my previous short video I filmed a while back about why we are leaving Canada. I've spent the few years traveling outside of Canada with my family, and we recently moved to Asia. Fun fact, I was born and raised in Canada, so I am Canadian. However, here are some reasons why I left Canada and why others may be leaving. Let's get started. The main reason people are leaving is the cost of living. Living in Canada has been very expensive. The high cost of living is causing a low quality of life, particularly in Vancouver and Toronto. In 2021, the average annual salary in Canada is approximately $59,000. That's $4,900 a month. Which brings me to another reason why people are leaving Canada is the salary. The salary might look good, but expenses like taxes, living costs, and insurance can lower your take-home pay. It's sad to hear that many people are making six figures are barely getting by. Consider those who earn below that amount. Minimum wage is around $15 an hour in Canada. However, did you know that minimum wage is the same in the United States? And the US house prices are lower and more affordable for people that make minimum wage. So that brings me to another reason why people are leaving Canada. It's the real estate market. Two places are suffering the most with the high prices, again, is Vancouver and Toronto. Calgary and other Canadian cities have more affordable houses, although they might still be expensive. The cheaper options are often found in less desirable areas or in small communities. However, there is nothing wrong with these communities. The problem is that to live there, you are compromising in cultural life and career opportunities. And to top that off, rent is extremely high now. It is hard for people to save for homes. High taxes is another reason why people are leaving Canada. I know everywhere in the world you get taxed. However, in Canada, they are extremely high. Depending on what you make, you get taxed about 30 to 60%, and you're paying high sale taxes, 13% on everything you purchase. I know people can make more money, but they rarely know where to find opportunities here in Canada. If you want me to make another broadcast or video about this, let me know. Which brings me to another reason why people are leaving Canada is the lack of opportunities. More opportunities and growth causes talents and entrepreneurs to move to the US. Ambitious and entrepreneur individuals I knew have left Canada and rarely returned. Healthcare is another reason why people are leaving. Although we have free healthcare, the system is far from great. It's not entirely free healthcare since we finance it through our taxes. I'd rather pay less taxes to keep my money in my pocket to save when I actually need medical care and pay for my own health insurance so I know where my money is going. Also, I believe due to the system, doctors in Canada are no longer as motivated to care for their patients. I notice a difference in quality of doctors' care compared to the past. Here's an example. My cousins, who are nurses in the States, notice abnormal medical conditions in my dad when we visit them. They advised me to have specific tests done on my dad when we return to Canada. Once we returned to Canada, I scheduled an appointment for my dad. I asked the doctor if he could run specific tests based on my cousin's observation. The doctor sent him to a specialist. We discovered that my dad had sleep-related health problems. I know. My mind is blown because my cousin recommended it to me. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known. My dad consistently goes to his family doctors for checkups. What was the reason behind the doctor's decision to not recommend these tests since all these years of checkups? Furthermore, finding a family doctor in Canada is extremely difficult, resulting to long wait times and poor service at walk-in clinics and emergencies. Clinics would take up to 1 to 3 hours, and emergency rooms would take about 4 to 8 hours. The entire healthcare system is so backed up here. Another factor contributing to people leaving Canada is people. Throughout my entire life, I noticed people mostly stay in their own circle. It's hard to make new friends. People are not open-minded about forming new relationships. People here seem less open compared to other countries I visited. Lastly, this is a personal reason behind my departure of Canada. The weather. The weather is unpleasant. The winter drags on for too long. Despite being raised in Canada, I've never been a fan of long winters. I used to live near Toronto where winters are like 5 to 6 months. In October, it can snow and get extremely cold, and it stays like that until the end of April. I do enjoy seeing snow for the holidays and Christmas. However, it gets really cold that you don't want to leave the house. It negatively impacts my mental well-being. With age, I came to appreciate the summer and fall seasons, which make up only 4 months of the year in Canada. So I decided to make a change and move to Asia. for now. I know every place has their pros and cons. Canada is still a place I enjoy. Canada will forever hold a special place in my heart. However, now is the moment for me to venture out into the world and create the life I always dreamed of, unlocking my true potential. In order to accomplish that, I need to travel to different parts of the world and immerse myself in different cultures. If you're up for joining me on my journey of the nomadic lifestyle, wellness, style, and more, make sure to follow and subscribe to all my social media and broadcasts.